Joe, if you're listening, you stupid fuck. He looks like one of those guys that from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper, but he's 30-something years old, lives in his parents' basement with the droopy cap and the whatever, but he thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a shock jock or whatever, and somehow or another he accumulates followers on Twitter. It's fucking pathetic. So please, nobody listen to anything involving a guy named Joe Cronin, because it's just so fucking sad.
About Joe Cronin, like I could care less. I'm not really a fan of Joe Cronin, but definitely not a fan.
He thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a shock jock or whatever. But I have to explain, he looks like one of those guys that from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper.
That guy is retarded, and yeah, I could care less about him, dude.
This is the Epic Voice Guy. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
I don't remember if I'm supposed to call myself a grundle sniffer today or not. It was very close, actually, to be honest. I think it's very borderline. I don't think... I don't know if I made the grundle sniffer category, because they hit 1 million or 1.1 or close to 1.1. No, they went under 1.1. Yeah, so I think I think I said if they were under 1 million, I'd call myself a grundle sniffer. That's what it was. I believe that. We'll go back and look, but I think I said if it's under 1 million, I would call myself a grundle sniffer. So AEW did manage to get over 1 million, but man, they really should have had a lot more than this. So they had 1.2 million for the first about the first 15-20 minutes of the show. 1.2 million. So all these people tuned in because they were like, "Oh my god, what is going to happen on AEW Dynamite? This is the best drama we've ever heard of in wrestling since the 90s or the early 2000s, 90s, probably really the 90s. My god, look at what's going on." And they couldn't wait. They were like, "I got to tune in and see what happens. This is going to be nuts. This is going to be crazy." And, unfortunately for those people, like I feared, AEW went with the safe route. Joe said if AEW didn't score 1 million, he would call himself a grundle sniffer. Yeah, so they did. Okay. But they did put on a safe show. They put on a safe show. And obviously, I gave it a 7. You guys were all here with me, and we've got more news on stuff, some backstage stuff. Some of it you may have heard, some of it maybe you just missed, but I have all of it to catch up on, I think, right here for the most part. So we're going to do that. Hope you guys hit that like button down below, by the way. I also want to thank everybody who went on Patreon and listened to my other show. I did an 8-minute, 10-minute or so update on the Elite's account of the things that went down during the fight. Allegedly, the Elite, their opinion on what happened leaked out. It seems like it's 80% legit, so I read it and I went through it. That's all up on Patreon, and there'll be more up on Patreon throughout the week. So thank you for that, guys. We got back to 160 patrons, so thank you for that. I could use a couple hundred more. I put this disclaimer out on Patreon earlier for some of you guys, just as a heads up. I think I'll be okay, but you never know with me. For the people that are new to the channel, I think I've developed quite the weird anxiety, and so my dog. If you guys have known my dog Melly, she's been Monetize this champion on the show, and she's like 15 years old. So we have to put her down in the morning. Saturday tomorrow, so it's going to be really hard to get up early with her, and be awake to see her off properly. And I don't think I can go into the thing because I will just be a nightmare. So my wife is like, "I'll just take her in." I'm like, okay, but there's a part of me that wants to be with her, so like I'm really messed up because I want to be with her, but being in there, man, I would be. I don't even know. But then if I don't see her, like I might be messed up too. So anyway, just a heads up. If for some reason I'm not on tomorrow, or I'm not on, I end the stream earlier tonight or whatever, that's the reason. So that's just giving everybody a heads up that today, tomorrow, maybe Sunday, I might be a little bizarre. I might have some kind of panic attack or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm concerned that I'll just disappear at one point or during something. So anyway, there's that. Just to let you know, something weird with me. That's that. Everybody said, "Oh, just take the week off or whatever." Well, I work 3 jobs, including this one, and this one makes me the most. And I got a lien on the house, and the IRS isn't too happy with me. And I need to make 3 incomes. So if I don't make 3 incomes, we're really behind it. So there's that disclaimer. Now we can move on to the wrestling. But now you guys know, in case I'm acting weird. Now you know. So thanks to everybody who joined Patreon last couple of days. That helps a little bit. We certainly need about 200 more, but we're never going to have Fightful's 10,000 or whatever they have. Jesus Christ, they make $100,000 a month. That's nuts. It's crazy. What is the I did want to shout out the new guys. But anyway, so my point in this is that AEW I just think they dropped the ball a bit. And I understand there's 2 routes. Now, they did this version of what they did the best they could. They really did a great job. They went with the route of, okay, everybody's down on the product in a way. Everybody's confused. There's a sadness. There's a confusion. There's a darkness forming over AEW. It's been forming all summer, by the way. When CM Punk wasn't even around, it was forming all summer. You know what I mean? This has been going on for a long time before even CM Punk was around. So, it's wonderful. They really they went with the safe route, and I get it. They're all very like, let's live in a safe space. AEW is a safe place to be. They really went with that narrative. They didn't want to pour on the toxicity, right? Or even go with the toxicity or go with that. I honestly believe that would have been the choice. If I was a pure person, right, a wonderfully pure, nice person, I would probably say that was very good of them the other night to show everybody, hey man, we love each other. We're in this together. AEW title means a lot. We all mean a lot to each other, and we're going, and all the big names like Moxley and everybody standing up for the belt and what the company is and everything else. So I understand that, and they executed that as well as you could have, right? Because that could have been really lame. And while it was a little bit of a disappointment, and I think a lot of people obviously tuned out because of that. But in the end, about 400,000 people decided to leave. They were like, okay, this is what's going on. I'm out of here. They did 1.2 million for the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And then once the people saw, oh, this is Kumbaya, I thought we were going to see some crazy stuff go down. But they're singing Kumbaya. All right, we're out of here. So 400,000 people took off in the first 30 minutes. 200,000 in the first 15 minutes. Because they realized, oh man, this is a love thing. This is a build, And I'm not telling you what's right or wrong. I'm not 100% saying they dropped the ball either way. Some people are saying they dropped the ball. I'm not 100% either way. I'm just saying that I gave it a 7 out of 10, which was pretty good. And they decided to go with the rah-rah happy route. You know what I mean? Which I understand why they did it. I get it. I don't think I would have gone that route as much. I think I would have tried to prop up the AEW title for sure. And I would have given people maybe the trios match as well, just to be exciting. Like, hey, you're going to see trios champions crowned tonight. That's exciting. So I might have gone. I might have thrown the trios titles in the ocean, but that's another thing. And so prop up the AEW title, announce the trios titles, But then after that, I would have had all hell break loose. All kinds of chaos. I would have had Adam Hangman Page come out. And I would have had Adam Hangman Page stand in the middle of the ring. And I would have had Adam Hangman Page. I'd say, bro, this is your last chance tonight. You're going to go out there and you're going to say, see what happens when you screw with Adam Page, CM Punk, you idiot. You know, you see what happens. You're injured. You're suspended. You know, you talk crap, blah, blah, blah. I would have had Adam Page cut a promo on Pat Buck, too. I would have had Adam Page say, and by the way, to that, I know that I'm not supposed to bring up his name, but, you know, Pat Buck, if you ever fuck with, you know, get in my fucking way ever again, I'll knock you the fuck out. And that's a full shoot. And stare at the camera. And then I would have had Tony Khan coming out after Adam Page's microphone was cut off. And I would have had Tony Khan coming out with like some backstage people. And then Adam Page is like, what? Oh, what are you going to do? Like, all right, I got to go, I guess. He cut my microphone. And then I would have had Adam Page bow or something. And it'd just be weird, and you don't know what it means. And it seems like it's real. You don't know what's real. And now Adam Page goes into the back. That would have been awesome, because Adam Page was the only one who's left from the group of all this stuff that's going on. But he didn't get involved in the fight, so he's not suspended and he's not injured. So why didn't you use Adam Page in some way to come out there and blur some lines? Who cares if he gets booed, cheered, whatever? It doesn't matter. It's something to talk about. Let's give him something to talk about. Now, granted, Adam Page had a good match with Daniel Bryan. Like, they had a long, drawn-out, awesome match, right? So it's true you would have lost that. But and honestly, maybe you could have had the match, and then maybe Adam Page could have done this after the match. But it's like, dude, none of it matters. All that matters is that we're at home going, what the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean? And as long as Adam Page could have, it could have been great. That's all I'm saying, is it could have been great. And then, by the way, you keep Adam Page off. You leak out that Adam Page has been suspended now. Now you leak out that Adam Page has been suspended. Adam Page is suspended 2 weeks. He's not on the show next week. Next week, I don't know. But you just keep rolling with stuff like that. Then he comes back. Because that just keeps people talking, and that makes people go, what's going on? What? I'm going to watch that clip. You know, and you probably wanted to do that right off the bat. I don't know. I mean, MJF off the bat is really the best way to go, so I don't mind that. I don't think I would have changed that. I wouldn't have changed MJF, Jon Moxley, that whole 15-minute opening maybe I wouldn't have changed, but that's what made people turn off. Or at least it's what made those 200,000 to 400,000 people turn off. So I would, you know, and I said this yesterday, right? I said this to you guys yesterday. They've got to know that there's going to be like 100,000. I guessed. I said 50,000 to 300,000 people are going to be watching just to see what the hell goes down. And certainly then that didn't really happen. It sort of was like MJF, you were wondering what was going to go on. And you were like, okay. But then once it became clear, it was like, oh, they're just going to go safe. They're not going to mention it. They're going to pretend it didn't happen and go safe. And then it was just safe thing. It just got safer. And the safer it got, the more those people tuned out. 50,000 gone. 100,000 gone. 200,000 gone. 400,000 gone. Until you were left with 800,000 people watching the show. Which, and again, I want to make it clear that I believe the show was good for what they chose to do. They chose to be rah-rah, AEW, we're all in this together, we love everybody, that title means a lot, let's go. That's what they decided to do. Safe zone, SJW, whatever. It worked out great. I gave it a 7 out of 10. But you know in doing that you were going to sacrifice a lot of viewers who were there for drama. And if I was them, I would have mixed in the drama with the rah-rah, we're going to be awesome. I would have mixed it in. And they should have started it with a bang to open the night. They should have opened the night with somebody attacked in the back. Then they should have cut to MJF doing his thing with Moxley. Then they should have had Adam Hangman Page come out and get cut off and get in trouble. and make it and have him shoot on all kinds of things for a second, not long, not very long at all, just quick enough to be like, whoa, what was that about? Like what the hell's going on? And they could have had Tony Schiavone say something like, well, I'm not gonna say much about that, but maybe some things that were said about him, and maybe some things are right. That's that's not what we were looking to bring you here tonight. All right, I'm sorry. Let's move on to whatever. That sort of thing. You're like, what? But just any kind of like follow up on those sort of things. But they were just like, nope, not going to touch that. And I think that was a mistake. They should have had, somebody bloodied and beaten somewhere, and there's a mystery about that. Maybe Wardlow, I think, would have been good. I would have had, Hangman Page do that sort of thing because he's the only one from the group that can go out there and continue that in a way. You know what I'm saying? And then you got everything else that happened. And certainly, listen, here's the problem. The Ring of Honor Championship match was great, kind of. Right? It was a pretty good match. The people really liked it. But guys, why is the Ring of Honor title being defended on Dynamite? It's so stupid. It's not even the Ring of Honor title. It's the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. And I get it. It went with the theme of the night, which was the code of honor and we respect each other and that sort of thing. So I understand the theme. I totally understand the theme. It was about we're in this together. AEW, we're all fans. This is a safe place to wrestle. The code of honor, it's a pure wrestling championship. I totally get it. I get all the reasons why they did this stuff. But it's kind of like a devil and an angel on your shoulder. Well, AEW went with the angel. They did. They went with the Jesus, with the angel. They went with the angel. The devil was screaming, ratings, ratings, ratings. And Tony Khan said, no, devil, we had enough of you at the media scrum, devil. No. Just pick me. You won't get as many views, but it's the right thing to do.
Come on, ratings, let's fucking annihilate. Call CM Punk a deadly Jew.
No, don't do that and name call people while they're not here. Pretend it didn't happen. Just turn the other cheek.
No, we must capitalize.
And Tony Khan was like, all right, I'm going with the angel. Tony Khan went with the angel. So whatever that means about me and you and him, I don't know.
Shit bum.
Here's a donation.
1.035 million. You lucked out. Ha ha.
I sure did. 1.035 million. So they didn't hit 1,100, but they did hit 1.2 million at the beginning of the show. Just to throw that out there. They did hit 1.2 at the beginning of the show, which is really good, which again could be crossover from the previous whatever was on TV. That's part of it. Yo, Gerald Armstrong, thank you for the $5. If you guys want to super chat down below here, so they'll pop up, or you guys can use the donation link in the description box down below. Thank you, Gerald Armstrong. Appreciate it, brother. I think that obviously
you donated
Whoa!
$50. I'm gonna take my dick out because you donated $50. You donated $50, motherfucker boy. I'm a rich motherfucker.
The one has arrived.
Wow, the one DWELSH has arrived to drop $50. That is insanely awesome. On a Friday before Monetize This and SmackDown tonight, DWELSH drops $50. DWELSH, thank you so much, dude. Holy crap, dude. What? DWELSH, thank you, man. Oh, let me see. Let me get it up here. That's a top dono. I don't think anyone's going to beat that on a Friday afternoon. Although it is Paycheck Friday, so you never know. Somebody goes crazy and empties out their shit. But I don't know. Once again, I'm putting my dog down tomorrow. So again, if I'm off the air early tonight, or if I'm not on the air tomorrow at all, I don't know what's going to happen to me. But mentally, I may not be on the air. So my bad. By the way, this is not. We've lost so many Monetize This champions this year. It's kind of bizarre. Not to compare a dog to a person, but I raised this dog since she was 6 months old. It's 15 years with a dog, so it's pretty crazy. So I may have a problem over the next couple of days. And again, I apologize if I'm not here. Alex Oli, how you doing, man? COVID-19 says Big Gang Theory is always on before Dynamite. Oh, Big Bang Theory is on before Dynamite. Oh my God, that whole friggin' group of people that watch that. Wow, wait a minute. I didn't know that. That's a huge thing, right? So they're trying to get all the nerds that watch that. I mean, listen, I'm a nerd. I'm a huge Star Trek nerd. But that's a big female audience. They have a big female audience on Big Bang Theory. Speaking of Big Bang Theory, Star Trek Day the other day, did you guys catch it? Holy shit. Listen, it was full-on cringe. It was fully cringe. And listen, I love everybody. I really do. I love everybody. Scissor me, daddy! I love everybody, but good Lord, was it weird. We did get a Star Trek trailer for Picard Season 3, so I'm pretty pumped up. Because let me tell you something. I thought Picard Season 1 and 2 was garbage. It was awful. But I heard Picard Season 3 is going to be better because Terry Matalas wrote the whole thing, and he's a real Star Trek fan, and I'm serious. So I'm actually kind of like, oh my God, this might be good, finally. The Next Generation, finally. But we have to wait till February. So anyway, that was Star Trek Day the other day. By the way, I was watching Star Trek Day. There was only like 2,000. No, there was less. There was like 2,000 people watching it live. I'm like, dude, this is the entire franchise. They're streaming on their YouTube channel, and only 2,000 people are watching. I used to get 1,200 people watching me on Monday Night Raw every single week. Like, start your friggin' Star Trek, bro. Anyway, yeah, so again, again, not to keep repeating, but AEW, again, they made the choice to go with the knife show last night. With the, we love ourselves, we love AEW, we love everything. We're wrestling fans, it's a safe place, everybody's cool. Like, we're going to respect each other. And so it's just like, I wanted Scorched Earth. I wanted both. I wanted them to mix, blur the lines,
Shit bomb.
Do what they want, all that stuff.
Dear Joe motherfucking Joe Cronin.
Yo!
I still love the fuck out of you. Your viewers suck ass though. Oof, heel turn. I am now Mastodon Dark Bitches.
Oh my God, the Lord Metal Mastodon III dropping $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum. Thank you, Lord Masturbator. I mean, Mastodon. I guess he's going after all you guys in the chat, though. Thank you, Metal Mastodon. Star Trek's a dead franchise. I mean, I guess it's weird. They're producing more Star Trek than ever right now. But none of it is really that Star Trek-y. Kind of like Strange New Worlds, though. That's the closest thing. It's actually pretty decent, a little bit. Strange New Worlds is all right. Picard Season 1 and 2 are awful, and but I'm hoping Season 3 is good. I'm telling you guys, if you're a Star Trek fan, I've heard some leaks from some people who hated all the new Star Trek stuff, and they're saying that Picard Season 3 is good. Just saying. Like, we might want to try it. I'll watch it for you, and if it's terrible like the other two seasons, I will let you know. But no. So Tony Khan, backstage details regarding the pre-Dynamite talent meetings. Oh shit. Hey, Bear Chick 93, how you doing? You're a mark.
You fucking mark!
Yo, Bear Chick, thank you. Thanks for subbing. What's going on? Moxley, Jericho, and Bryan Danielson called a meeting in Buffalo on September 7th, is what is reported. Before the show, Meltzer said one person stated that it was the best backstage meeting wrestlers had ever had. Look at that. They're better leaders than the EVPs, apparently. Well, the EVPs aren't there. So Moxley, Jericho, and Bryan Danielson all coming together to lead a locker room instead of, I guess, the Young Bucks and Omega and everybody who said that meeting was a joke and people made fun of Kenny Omega. But I got to give Kenny Omega credit because what a sweetheart this guy is. And I think he might be a sweetheart, to be honest. He might be, I don't know anything about really Kenny Omega, but everybody's reporting that he did save the dog. Like the fight was going on and the dog was freaking out and Omega got worried because these guys were fighting and he was just there. So of course Kenny Omega didn't really want to fight anybody. He tried to save the animal. No, but you got to give him credit. He tried to save the dog, Larry the dog, CM Punk's dog. And I honestly believe that if that really is what happened, that he tried to save the dog and keep the dog safe while this was going on. CM Punk might actually talk to him eventually and think he's a good guy. I would think. that CM Punk would see that and be like, you know what? The guy's a good guy. I mean, like, we're fighting and he's worried about the dog. Even I wasn't worried about the dog at the time, and this guy was taking care of my dog. Maybe I'm ridiculous. I don't know. Maybe that will happen. Maybe not. But either way, if that's what happened, good on Kenny Omega. By the way, thank you, Vince McJoke, for becoming a $5 patron. Vince McJoke, thank you so much, dude. Much appreciated, brother. And thank you to Arcnolia Strokelbean, who's back as a $10 VIP on Patreon. Thank you, Arcnolia Strokelbean. Appreciate it. So it says that, they had this backstage meeting. Moxley's promo of wanting to be handed the ball and become a legend and take that shot when we're now in the fourth quarter of the game and behind did have its sense of reality to it. Even before the meeting, we were told that the talent arrived, knew they had a show to do, and it was business as usual. The Wrestling Observer mentioned that it was stressed to talent not to air grievances in public, although the general sentiment after the meeting adjourned was one of wanting to put what happened on Sunday behind them. Well, that's clearly what came across on TV, too. But again, I just can't help it. Like I said, devil on my shoulder, right? The angel, go out there and tell them we're all together. AEW is the place. The championship means a lot. We love each other. The code of honor. Go out there and expose everybody. It's like, I am shocked that they didn't do something with Adam Page. Now, I myself don't really like Adam Page. I don't know the real person, but he seems like a squimy, just nasty person. Like, I don't know, there's something sick about him with his butterflies. He thinks he's a cowboy. I love him in the ring for the most part. So, Adam Hangman Page in the ring for me is a nice, solid 7.8 out of 10 or 8. Like him in the ring. Don't know what's up with the butterflies and thinking that he's a cowboy. Very weird. His promos are usually just shit. But I would have had Hangman Adam Page go out there and just go off in some ambiguous way that we don't know about. Cut his microphone off. Had Tony Khan come out angry with somebody else. And I would have had, I just would have done something. I would have done something that made people go, what the fuck? I would have had him say stuff about Pat Buck. And then I wouldn't tell Pat Buck about it. And then if I was Tony Khan, I'd reach out to Pat Buck and say, I don't know what that was about. You're going to get messaged by media and places like that. Can you do me a favor and just put it up, give a statement on it anywhere? I don't care if you report it to the wrestling news. Just give a statement that you didn't know what that, whatever. And dude, if I was Tony Khan, I'd be fucking with everybody. Then a week later, I'd tell fucking Pat Buck, I'd be like, yeah, dude, I was just kidding. I was just trying to, we knew he was going to do that. He doesn't even feel that way about you. He was just, I told him to do that. I mean, it would have been awesome. And then they could have done, I would have had Wardlow be attacked. Wardlow comes out, buries someone in 1 minute. Wardlow's the champ. People are saying that I felt that I've lost my steam. Like, I'll show you losing my steam. I'll wrestle 5 times in one night. I'll bury people. You're going to see Wardlow's destruction. And then I would have had Wardlow get hit by a car in the back. And then I would have had it be Powerhouse Hobbs hit Wardlow with his car. The next week, Wardlow is like, I'm lucky to be here. It's not that bad. I'll be able to wrestle in 2 weeks. Then I would have Hobbs come from the audience and chop block him and then put a chair on his leg and then jump off the top and stomp on his fucking leg. And then the locker room pours out and tries to separate Hobbs from Wardlow. And, we build them into a big fight. A last man standing if we have to.
Motherfucker, here we go. Everyone knows I'm out the window, yo.
Oh, it's clock time!
No romance, cause there ain't no chance in my happy pants. Could you perchance come and take this dance and leave me here? I'm a bad motherfucker, ain't got no fear. What the time was the time, motherfucker? Time, motherfucker. Put it in a happy rhyme, motherfucker. Says clock, yeah. Bang, bang, tick tock, hit a fuck, hit a sock. Boil, shock. 2 on consignment, 1 in stock. What's the time, motherfucker? Said clock.
MTA 42 777. Yo, thank you, bro. Please feel free to clip my ideas and send them to AEW. I don't have Twitter anymore, so feel free to clip my ideas, send them to AEW, send them to Tony, send them to everybody. You guys got to do the work. No, I can't do it, you know. I can only beg them so much. MTA. But other than that, you know, if I would have kept most of the show fairly the same, you know. I just would have spiked it a little bit. I would have spiked it a little bit with Adam Page. I wouldn't be afraid. Dude, if you're not afraid to sit there with Muffin Man while he eats and buries all your friends, you shouldn't be afraid to go out and shock people. You know what I mean? Shock factor's out the window. Bullshit. Controversy equals cash, and they would have done a bigger rating last night. I'm going to tell you something. I think they started the show pretty good with MJF and that stuff, but I would have started the show with something crazy at the beginning. First 1 minute, something crazy, and there's a big announcement coming. All that sort of thing. You tease it. You tease. You double tease. You tease two things. And then out comes MJF. So now you're like, oh, I got to hear what MJF does and says, and there's two things coming later that are teases. You know, and it's just like, and then it's like, then the Adam Page shoot thing happens. They cut his mic, they drag him away. Then you get the Wardlow thing that happens, and it's more impressive, and it's more, you're looking forward to next week even more. You know, with Wardlow, it was just, oh, I buried someone. I haven't gone away. Wardlow's world. You know, that was it. But no, like, I would have started something. So it's just like, I'm convinced that we would have had at least an extra 100,000 people watch last night if I was allowed to book that. If I was allowed to book 20% of the show, that stuff, 100,000 extra people would have stayed because it would have been like, what the hell is going on? You know, it's just like, but 400,000 people left. 200,000 people left in 15 minutes. 400,000 people left within about 25 minutes. You know what I mean? And it's not, but what was really good last night, or what was good on AEW Dynamite, no doubt about it, what was good was the wrestling was good. Even though the Ring of Honor title made no sense being on Dynamite, it's completely stupid to keep putting Ring of Honor, a company that doesn't exist right now still, is being featured on Dynamite, your only show with 2 hours. Rampage is dead. Okay? You got a Rampage show that's dead. You've got Ring of Honor that doesn't exist, but we're putting the titles and storylines on Dynamite, which is only 2 hours long. It's ridiculous. But meanwhile, you got Miro. What's he doing? Malachi Black and Miro and all these other people. What are they doing? Nothing, because you can't focus on stories with people. It's like, dude, you know what made AEW good in the past? When they would have really good mixes of wrestling matches. Mixes of wrestling matches that were all different. You almost saw an 80s and 90s era match. You saw the Young Bucks type of match. You saw a New Japan type of matches. And sometimes you saw kind of the modern day type of wrestling match. And then on top of that, you saw like angles where people were attacked and great promos and debuts and stuff like that. Right now, you know, we're just not getting enough variety. I think what made AEW good and made it the best was when it gave everybody variety. Because make no mistake about it, some of the fans like the New Japan style, you know, some of them. Some of the fans like the Young Bucks crazy, you know what I mean, video game style. Some of the fans liked the Cody Rhodes throwback style. Some of the fans liked some blood once in a while. Some of the fans just like the Attitude Era stuff. And when they were mixing all of that into one ball and mixing it up, that was when AEW was at its best, because nobody got bored of anything, because there was always this layer. You're going to get to see everything. Meanwhile, in WWE, it's the same cookie cutter thing every week. That's what made AEW stand out. But unfortunately, like, I don't know if they fully understand that. I don't know that. I don't know if Tony Khan fully understands that. I don't know. He's a rich man. I'm a moron. So what do I know? But I mean, I'm just saying that I think he's a good booker usually, and I think a lot of what he does is great. I really love what Tony Khan does. But I think it's funny because I think it's without Cody Rhodes. There's like 20% of the company that's missing right now. Something, little piece is missing. And I never wanted to be a booker in my life. I never wanted to be a booker. I didn't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But it makes me want to be one. I want to be one. But only like a liaison or like an idea guy at the table. That's what I want to be. I want to be an idea guy at the table, or a Vince Russo like. I don't want to be the main booker guy or anything like that. I just want to be a guy that sits down and goes, listen, this is how we can spice this up a little bit, and how we can, draw some better attention, and here's how we can draw some new fans maybe. Like, these are my ideas. That's what I wish I was doing. But I don't envy a booker who has to book the whole thing and the wrestling the way it's going to, that sort of thing. That's for other. I've always thought I've never wanted to do that, but I do wish I was there. So one thing I'll say is this is exciting because I haven't felt that way since the 90s. Hasn't been since the 90s that I went around to message boards and stuff and looking through stuff trying to figure out what's going on. But again, they completely ignored it the other night, which again, I understand they could have gone one way or the other. They could have gone with rah, we're AEW, let's go. Or they could have gone with let's play into this. And they didn't do that. Ruby Soho and Alex Reynolds reportedly injured at AEW All Out. By the way, Thunder Rosa. So it looks like someone leaked out that Thunder Rosa asked for her release when she didn't. So somebody is messing with Thunder Rosa. I've heard that there are a few people that really don't like her for whatever reason. I always got along with Thunder Rosa great. She's been on our show. We've been friends with her. We're friends on Twitter until my Twitter got banned. She has this little bit of SJW women's thing that's annoying going on. I've told her stop doing this. You know what I mean? And stop with the women's division. And I'm gonna pick. No. Just be. I'm Thunder Rosa and I'm the champion. Let's go. Be that person. But whatever. But now she's injured. And so while she's injured, somebody's leaking out, wrong or right, and I believe wrong, that she's injured or that she asked for her release. Because she says she didn't ask for her release. Or her husband or boyfriend or somebody says she did not ask for her release. So she's injured. So I don't know who put that out there. Maybe just a random person. Maybe the dirt sheets are just making stuff up as they go. That could be something that's going on. By the way, I think we hit 100 likes. So if you click the like button, much appreciated, guys. And thank you, guys. If you want to donate, the super chats are on down below. And hey, we're looking for members, man. You guys get a membership badge if you become a member, and I will be uploading some things to the membership tier that nobody else will hear, so become a member. Also, the other day, if you are becoming a patron on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, you will get bonus audio, bonus podcasts, and things like that. So look for that. I basically, the Elite gave their opinion of what happened, allegedly, and they gave their accounts of what went on. And so I read that, and I reacted to that on Patreon. You guys can hear it. It's in my community posts on YouTube from the other day. And I did notice about 3 or 4 or 5 people signed up, so thank you for that and for listening to it. Much appreciated. I know it's pretty short, about 10 minutes, and then there'll be more coming. Plus, you get access to thousands of all my other podcasts and everything on Patreon that many of you have never heard, probably. And some really funny shows like Corrupted Podcast and Morning Madness and Meant to Offend Podcast. The Meant to Offend is not for the weak at heart. It's all up there on Patreon, thousands of stuff. The podcast with me and my mother, that's a fun one. And all the podcasts with me and my wife, Till Death Do Us podcast, 20 episodes of that or more or whatever is up on Patreon. There's just so much stuff on Patreon. So thank you guys for going there and checking it out.
Shit bum.
Yo.
Fuck you, Metal Master bitch. I will prevent you from being champion. Even if it's donating negative points every time.
Oh man, DWELSH is going after him. So tonight on Monetize This, I'm defending my crown tonight. For everybody that doesn't know, tonight live on Monetize This. After SmackDown tonight. I'm putting my crown on the line, so we'll see what happens. You know? Did you see what happened at the UFC press conference? Dana White had to cancel it because there was a fight backstage. I'm not joking, J-Rod says. DWELSH, thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum. Really? So the UFC is trying to capitalize on the AEW stuff a little bit. Bum? That's funny.
Much love, Joe. Keep on keeping on.
Oh, thank you, Shardy Janetti. Shardy Janetti is here. That is so funny. But, you know, like we said, like this stuff happens in UFC all the time. I mean, Conor McGregor, like, attacked a bus, like all these things that go on. And, you know, Shardy Janetti, one of the best names ever, by the way, on this show, who donate. Take a look at the AEW ratings. Somebody wanted to compare ratings. Well, I got them right here. These are them. You know, last night, really, honestly, on Wednesday night, Wednesday night should have beaten all of these. They should have done a 1.1.
Super chat.
Whoa.
Party.
It has to make outside titles and the titles don't feel as special anymore because
Yes.
if you don't have a belt, that's fine. Go to Impact or Raw.
Yeah, I don't get it. There's way too many belts, Phantom. Oh, no, that's Fat Man On. Phantom. Fat Man On. Thank you for the $5 Canadian. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, they got too many belts. If they don't understand that, I mean, I really, see, if you ever wonder if there was a disconnect, I know there's a bit of a disconnect because it's insane that you don't see that you have way too many belts. You have too many wrestlers going everywhere. Everybody's getting upset about all these things. You get too many belts. You know, there's just 1.5 million things going on, and now you got 1 million belts. It's like, we got to relax, guys, and focus on, you know, the stuff. Focus on a smaller group of people. Focus on a smaller amount of titles. But instead of opening up the Regal British UK Thirsty title and the pure Ring of Honor championship and another Ring of Honor thing we don't know about and AEW Atlantic champion and trios champions and double women's champions and TNT champion and AEW and interim. It's like, stop. So that's why the other night on Dynamite they tried to do that. They tried to say the AEW title is the main thing. We love it. It's important. Here we go. We're AEW. We're awesome. That's why they tried to do a rah-rah, very happy show the other night. I get that, right? That's why they did that, but they still have too many belts. And I get why they did the Ring of Honor pure title, to do the Code of Honor and to be very respectful about wrestling and the championship. These two guys have great wrestling chemistry, so like all that stuff, but it's like on Dynamite, you're main eventing with a title that really shouldn't have anything to do with Dynamite other than Tony owns it now. It's like weird. I don't know, man. I just won't agree with that, with what they did. Really. But, I mean, it was still good. I gave it a 7 out of 10. So I really give them credit for basically doing something that I would not have done. I would have gone for the bigger rating. And they did not. And you cannot tell me that they did. They did not go for the bigger rating. They went for what they felt was right and the way they wanted to feel in being a safe place to work and wrestling and we're together and AEW title means a lot. That's what they cared about. They didn't care about the rating. If they cared about the rating, they would have done some of the things I've said, some of the things other people have said. The fact of the matter is, I would bet my left arm that I would have gotten 100,000 more viewers last night if I was in charge. I bet my whole left arm. And I think they could have done whatever they could have too. They just didn't want to. They didn't want to. They had Adam Hangman Page. They used him in a wrestling match that was good, but I would have used him to draw ratings. I would have used him to cause some shit. That's what I would have done. Because you can have Adam Hangman Page have a wonderful wrestling match any day, any week, anytime, whatever. But you can't buy this type of heat. You can't buy this stuff. You still have an opportunity. You still could do it next week. But you did miss it. You kind of missed it. Now, I'm going to bet 100,000 people were watching due to Big Bang Theory. So I'm going to say 100,000 people bled over because of Big Bang Theory. right? So that's 100,000. But then I'm going to say about 150,000 tuned out because they realized it wasn't the drama they were looking for. And then over the next 20 minutes, another 200,000 left because it's probably the same thing. So either way, you ended up with 800,000 people watching at the end of the show, which is still pretty good. Still pretty good. And they drew a better number, than they had been averaging for months. They didn't beat, but they didn't beat their August 24th rating. August 24th, they got beat by their own rating on August 24th. The show before the go-home show? The show before the go-home show beat the night after All Out, or beat the days after All Out. I'm shocked about that. But it's still nice to see them in the millions because they had been in 900,000, 800,000, 700,000 territory. So again, like, their numbers right now are nice. I like this. They got good numbers. But they should have been better last night. Or Wednesday night. I keep saying last night. But see, look, they were stuck at 900,000 for so long, which was a solid rating. That was better than what WWE was doing. They dropped here a little bit, 700, 800. Then they hit 1 million. And then they went back to their 900,000, which was good. And now they've trended 3 weeks in a row at over 1 million, which is good. That's what we want. We've always said that. We'd like to see them solid over 1 million and build up to 1.2 and 1.3. And by the way, remember when Raw was at its worst, down to 1.5 and 1.6 million? There was a possibility that we'd be talking about now that AEW could catch Raw. If Vince McMahon never left WWE, Vince McMahon was still at WWE right now, they might be looking at a 1.6, 1.5 Raw rating right now. AEW with a 1 million rating, only 500,000 away from WWE. But now WWE has started climbing out of the pit. WWE is now at 2 million every week. This is the longest the WWE Raw has climbed up and then stayed steady. That has not happened in like 7 years, that Raw's ratings slowly climbed back up and then stayed steady. Now, are they still low? Yes, but 2 million, they were doing 1.6 million every week, 1.8, 1.7, 1.6, 1.5, and trending downward to 1.6. Now they're not trending upward anymore, but they are staying at a solid 2 million, similar to AEW staying at a solid 900-something thousand, and now 1 million. So, and I think that part of that does have to do with WWE. I think every time 300,000 people start watching WWE Raw, at least 20,000 of them find out about AEW and they tune in over there. So I think the WWE's success helps AEW. The only way AEW could help WWE is if AEW had created a brand new audience, which is what happened at the Attitude Era. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me explain. When I was a kid and I loved WWE, WWE was beating WCW in the ratings. But at some point, WCW got super popular after the NWO started. And what happened was, kids in my school, I would say to them, "Oh, I love WWF. Don't you love Hulk Hogan? Isn't it weird that Hulk Hogan left the WWF? I watched WrestleMania 10 and Hulk Hogan wasn't there. It's so weird." And people at my school were like, "Oh yeah, the Hulk guy. Yeah, I don't like wrestling." I'm like, "Well, I like Shawn Michaels." Who? Or you're lame. Nobody cared. And then suddenly 2 years later, everybody in my school was like, Wolfpack, like NWO, Wolfpack. And all these kids everywhere. I went from having 5 kids in the entire school that knew what wrestling was. There was one kid that I talked to about wrestling. And when I found out he liked wrestling, I couldn't believe it. I was like, you know wrestling and stuff? And he didn't even know as much as me. So he was like, "Oh, I didn't see WrestleMania 11 or 10. It's like, what? So like, even that, it was like, no, I was on an island by myself. I felt embarrassed almost, or like I was weird. And then, all of a sudden, all the kids are doing it. Like Wolfpack, NWO, For Life. They're going around saying For Life everywhere. And I'm like, what? And I barely ever watched WCW that much. So I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, so you guys like wrestling? Like, did you remember at WrestleMania 13 or 12 when Shawn Michaels did what? Oh, I don't know that. Well, I only watched WCW. These kids only knew WCW. And we're in the Northeast in Boston. This is WWF territory. And my middle school was filled with people who didn't watch WWE yet. And it wasn't until DX really picked up and the Stone Cold stuff started, I would say right around WrestleMania 14-ish time, that's when they all started paying attention because they found out there was another wrestling company on the air. So all this time, I'm watching WWF, and I'm flipping over to kind of take a peek at WCW. But most of the kids in my school were all watching WCW, and they were finding out about WWE and flipping over to kind of take a look over there. It was the opposite. So no wonder WCW was winning in the ratings, right? So my point in saying this is, yeah, the only way WWE is going to get any ratings from AEW is if AEW somehow does what WCW does and transcends the wrestling business and creates new fans. Nobody is really doing that, and that's what it's going to take. But whoever does it will put more eyes on the other company because you'll start creating new wrestling fans. And those wrestling fans will want to know about something, and then they'll find out there's a rival company, and then they'll want to know. And if somebody jumps ship to one company, they'll be like, oh, that guy's over here. What's this thing? That's how it happens. But for years, we didn't have a rival company other than TNA, right? We had TNA for a while. That was happening with them. But will that happen? I don't know at this point. It's hard to tell.
You all have decided to take your hard-earned money and to fund my show, to fund what I do, to fund what I believe in, to fund my godly ass. JCS Army, donate to me. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me, Jack.
Hey Joe, good to see you my friend, sending over some of the King's money. Very sad day yesterday and today for us British people. The Queen was little a granny to all of us. Glad you're here to cheer me up, Joe, you legend. R.I.P. Your Majesty.
Hey Jack, thank you so much for sending me some of the money from the King, my friend. And rest in peace to the Queen, by the way. I did not, that would have been something I would have tweeted out the other day. And I did message it out to a couple things. You know, with my dog is, you know, going to be put down over the last, you know, tomorrow. So it's really been a weird, rough time with that. So I have not wanted to think about the Queen for some reason at all, or anybody. I've been kind of ignoring all of it. But I did put out something the other day on Facebook, I think it was, about the Queen. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, she was, I mean, it was almost like she was never going to go. You know, it started feeling that way. She's been queen for so long, you know? But Queen Elizabeth, rest in peace, and I'm sorry to the UK. And yeah, everybody here, I think my wife was glued to the news the other day for like 6 hours watching that. I don't know, you know? It's just, it's crazy. You get so used to somebody, you know? But now you got Prince Charles, so... And, you know, I'm not one of those, you know, they're like, oh, you know, they should skip him or something. It's like, what? No, the monarch is, you know, they're who they are. They take over, you know? Tell you what, Jack, thank you, man. Thoughts to the UK. That being said, Jack, I do have to spin this with a little bit of comedy. So, the Queen raised one of the most successful pedophiles in the world. So let's just go ahead and...
You fucking mark!
But no, she didn't know, you know, she had no idea. Come on. I hope that Princess Di will take care of her. Princess Di, Lady Diana, cheers Diana. That I'll never forget. That day. That was crazy. You ever see, by the way, Jack, thank you for that $34, man. I think your money might be worth more than our money now, by the way, over in the UK. I haven't looked that up, but it might be true. Might be true. Oh, the movie Amelie. In the movie Amelie, I think the Princess Diana thing is happening. I think in the movie or something like that, or it's like she's watching the story of it or something, and that always reminds me of that because I love Amelie. I really love Amelie. It's such a I love that movie. Oh man, you got to read the subtitles because it's in French, but I just love that movie, man. And I saw it because my college teacher. I was only in college for a little while, but obviously you know that I left college. But when I was in college, my movie had just come out, and my college teacher was like, "You have to watch a foreign film." So we elected for a bonus to watch a foreign film or something that was subtitled or something, and so that he chose that one for us, and I watched it. Yeah, ever since then, big Amelie fan. Amelie. Thank you, Jack. That was crazy. 30 pounds coming in, translating to $34 American. 30 pounds, $34 American. Or is that euros? That's right. It's different now. I keep forgetting things changed. But then again, in America, look at how we measure things in America. We use feet. Like whatever happened, metric system. You jacked up. Oh, is he here? Oh, okay. Have fun. See you, Gavin. Leah's sister's taking Gavin out, so she's telling me. How you guys doing? In the chat, click that like button.
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete.
Retro Neon, how you doing?
I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
How to fix him, fire the Elite, Ace Steel, and CM Punk. Make Dynamite 1 hour. More charisma, less work rate. Focus more on short matches, storylines, backstage segments, etc. On MJF, Wardlow.
You know, Retro Neon, I agree with almost everything you said kind of there, but I don't agree with making Dynamite 1 hour. That I cannot agree with. Do you guys remember when Raw was 1 hour? Who remembers when Raw was 1 hour? Do you remember that? Raw was 1 hour. Then they went to 2 hours. It felt so amazing. You know, Raw, they went to the War Zone, and then it was the other, whatever, Raw's War Zone. But no, I don't think so. You know, Dynamite 1 hour, absolutely no. You know, that's how you kill the show. I think the show would suffer huge if you did that. It's got to be 2 hours. They can barely do what they're doing now with, you know, I mean, WWE is too long with 3 hours. But I think 2 hours is perfect. I would not change that. But everything else, yeah, the Bills destroyed the Rams last night too. I see that, Mike. More charisma, less work rate. I think I agree with that. Or maybe one match can have the work rate type of thing. Short matches, I agree with that. Storylines, we need more of that in the backstage stuff. I agree with that. Yeah, everything I said. I think you kind of said everything that I was saying earlier about Hobbs and Wardlow, and I'd have Hobbs attack Wardlow. I want Hobbs to run over Wardlow, and then I want Wardlow to come out and say he'll be cleared in 2 weeks, and when he gets back, he's going to kill Hobbs. And then I want Hobbs to come from the audience, chop block Wardlow, and then seemingly break his leg with a steel chair. And then I want those two guys. I want those two guys to wrestle at some event, right? And then it might be kind of fun to have Wardlow injure Hobbs in the match. So Wardlow beats Hobbs in the match, the first match they have. And in that match, Hobbs is injured, and Hobbs has to be in a wheelchair for like 4 weeks, leading to their second match. And it'd be great if Hobbs had a couple of cronies with him with the wheelchair. They call themselves like the wheelchair crew or something. I don't know. And Hobbs is just saying all this crazy stuff in the mic, and they're having these promos and battles and stuff every week. You know, just go with the Vince McMahon in the wheelchair type of thing a little bit. And then, you know, it comes to, oh, God, it'd be so good. That'd be so fun. That'd be good for Wardlow, too. The only argument that you get is some people would say, Hobbs could be put over, instead. But it's true. But I think he's still a heel, so I'd keep him at this heel. It would really put it would elevate both guys. No matter who has the title at the end of it, it would elevate both guys. And you could even eventually take that belt off of Wardlow. After he defeats Hobbs a couple of times, you could have Hobbs or somebody else beat him, in a screwy way. And then only when Wardlow is ready to then wrestle for the AEW title, But, that's essentially what I would do. But I don't think they're planning that.
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete. I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers.
Pasharo.
I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
Hey Joe, how about them Bills last night destroying the Rams? What in the world happened to the Rams? Also, I am so ready to play your Patriots Sunday, and no, I won't be wrong with this prediction this time with all the times I donated you.
Well, I don't think you will be wrong. I think the Patriots are in trouble this season. I think the Patriots are going to go... I'm telling you right now, I think the Patriots are going to go about 500. So, if they're lucky, I think if they're lucky, they'll go 500. And if they're super lucky, they'll have a slight chance at the playoffs, maybe, if they were lucky. But 500, I think, is lucky right now. The Patriots don't look right. That don't look good. It doesn't look good. The team itself has gone down a bit. And Mac Jones is off. So, good luck. But the Bills absolutely crushed it the other day. So good for the Bills. I picked them. I told you this already, guys. I told you I picked them. I think I'm picking them to win the Super Bowl. I said this the other day. They're going to be a juggernaut. It's going to be about closing the deal in the playoffs and the Super Bowl. That's what it's going to be about for the Bills. I think no question about it. I said this the other day. No question about it. I think the Bills are going to get to the playoffs. So it's going to be about not making any mistakes in the playoffs. Somehow making a mistake in the playoffs or the Super Bowl. The Bills have never won the Super Bowl. And I'm not a big Bills fan. The fans of Buffalo have been scumbags to us Patriots fans. They've been shitheads, scumbags. And quite honestly, I said, you know what? I'm glad you guys never win then, you scumbags. So I'm not a big Bills fans person. But I kind of do sympathize with the Bills now. And you know what? If they win a Super Bowl, it's not going to hurt me now. The Pats have 6. So I do think the Bills are going to make it. I really do. And I said that before the season started. After what I saw last season, Josh Allen looks amazing. We'll see. They should have turned this situation into a storyline. Rex, I agree. In fact, if you guys are just getting here, I went over all this in this video already. Go back and watch my video right now. Go back and watch this from the start. I laid it all out how I would have booked Dynamite. I think AEW went with a solid, safe, rah-rah, positive 7 out of 10 show. But I would have went with a mix of everything and scorched earth. And, I won't keep repeating it, but I would have had Hangman Page. I would have had him do something nuts the other night.
Shit bum.
Hold the hostage.
WWE Fox Network, not cable. It's TBS/TNT less rating.
Yes, but that's for SmackDown. Hold the truth hostage. We're talking about Raw, not SmackDown. Monday Night Raw is getting 2 million views. Monday Night Raw is on the USA Network. You're talking about SmackDown on Fox. SmackDown's ratings should be higher than they are. When SmackDown first came to Fox, they were getting like almost 3 million views.
Super chat party.
Because Fox gets more viewership.
People used to talk trash because I like wrestling.
Enclosure 1440p. How you doing, man? Of course they did. Of course they did. And now they do again. There's only like 3 million wrestling fans right now. The only reason why we don't get more crap talked to, all of us, is because of the past wrestling that was so good. People go, oh, I remember watching Stone Cold and The Rock. And that's what they do.
Joe do heel Bret Hart promo against Foreign City.
Well, which Foreign City should I do? Well, you know something, quite frankly, I'm getting tired of hearing
about how the UK is so damn great, better than North America, better than Canada, better than America. Everybody says the UK is so damn good because they take care of their people much better. But quite honestly, they're just as bad as the United States of America because of all the stabbings. And if honestly the people are despicable, and if you gave the UK people weapons or handguns, there'd be way more death than in America because they'd be shooting each other up left and right. They harbor Muslim extremists. Their entire economy is based on lies and discrimination. And everybody's talking about Queen Elizabeth and she passed away. And it's not, I'm not going to get down on my knees to the Queen. They still think that they rule Canada. But I want Canada to break away because we shouldn't have anything to do with the damn UK. Makes me sick to my stomach. They've got Muslim extremists stabbing people. The Queen raised a pedophile. And the fact of the matter is, the UK has colonized every area in this entire planet. Colonized Africa, colonized the penal colony of Australia, and all kinds of other places. They think it's theirs to take, and they get to share in the money nowadays, the benefits. Well, I say I hope the local people rise up and stab them. But I'm happy that I'm from a nice place like Canada. Well, Brett, to be honest, they colonized Canada, too. You wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for the UK. Shut your damn mouth! Shut your damn mouth! Canada is the best place there ever will be. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. America's going down the toilet. The UK's going down the toilet. But in Canada, we love each other. You guys have gun control problems. UK has stabbing problems. But really, you have a problem with morality. You see, that's the real issue, is morality. It doesn't matter if you have guns, knives, or whatever. If your people are scum, then your country's scum. And that's why Canada's a damn good place. By the way, I had sex with Linda McMahon. All right, okay, come on. All right, Brett. What the hell, bro? Oh.
Super chat.
Jesus.
Party.
Will Tactics.
Go Bengals. We almost got it done.
Go Bengals. We almost got it done.
The Bengals almost got it done. Will Tactics, thank you so much, man. Hey, listen, I got about a few more minutes to you guys, so click that like button, stick the thumb up my ass, and we got wrestling news to talk about. I'll read your super chats, donations, whatever you got if you drop any more, and a little bit of wrestling updates here. So we know that Jon Moxley was supposed to be off on vacation. They had to emergency call him back due to all this stuff going on. I'm sure Moxley's real happy about that. He was supposed to be on vacation. Moxley having a vacation, time following All Out. That was Dave Meltzer said that weeks ago. And then Moxley basically confirmed it on Wednesday night in his promo when he mentioned, I'm supposed to be on vacation right now. Moxley will now look to become the first ever 3-time AEW World Champion by winning the title at the Grand Slam. Now, I think all of us are in agreement, at least I am, that this is really, I believe it's between Daniel Bryan and Jon Moxley. That's what I think is going on. But most people, it's got to be Jon Moxley. He's already in MJF's face, essentially to take over the CM Punk spot. So Moxley now has this heat with MJF, and now Moxley's in the tournament. So that's to replace Punk, who had the heat with MJF. Then he become the champion. Now he's facing MJF. Well, now Punk's gone, so now Moxley's the one that comes out to get in MJF's face during his promo. So now it looks like Moxley will win the title, and then it looks like MJF will win the title off of Moxley. That's what it seems like they're setting up for. That seems where we're going. Lacey Evans is set to return on WWE TV. I don't know why she was out. It was some kind of injury, I thought. Or she wanted to get in better shape or something. I don't know which one it is. But either way, she's coming back soon. Ruby Soho's going to be out with Alex Reynolds. They both got injured at AEW All Out. You know about that. Big injuries there. Luckily, Ruby Soho didn't get a broken neck. We got Thunder Rosa, who's out with an injury. Leaks are coming out that she asked for her release. That's not true, it seems. Seems like that's some kind of a screw job. Someone's trying to screw with her by saying that. So she did not ask for her release. I don't know what that's about. I mean, she hasn't come out to say that, but Shawn Michaels'
Darby
lazy
Allin
eye.
needs to win the tournament and win the A championship. Then while he's celebrating, Sting turns heel and teaches that boy a lesson.
Shawn Michaels' lazy eye. Darby Allin needs to win the tournament and win the AEW championship. I mean, listen, I love Darby Allin. In fact, Darby Allin is like one of the guys in the AEW that I'm always like I really do love Darby Allin. Like, I like he's similar to Ray Phoenix, right? He makes it believable that he's putting his body on the line. He's crazy. I really enjoy the coffin drop. I think that's a fun, exciting finisher when he does it. He doesn't really have any promo skills as far as, cutting a promo. He's got great creative skills to make a promo video. So I like that he can make a symbolic, fun video, and that's creative, but he doesn't really have the mic skills, which I guess is okay. But in the ring, he's always... I will never miss Darby in the ring because he's so crazy that you want to know what he does. I think the guy definitely needs to be featured as this top guy in the company, no doubt about it. Christina says, do you think it's weird how all the people who are in the locker room are guys who have been in the WWE? Oh, the locker room leaders. No, I don't think it's weird because a lot of these guys have been on the indies. In the AEW people have been on the indies, and they've been around in locker rooms in the indies. But they've never been in a big wrestling company where people were cutthroat, politics, and all these crazy things. And Jericho, I mean, dude, other than Sting, I mean, who has the resume or the experience that Jericho has? Moxley comes from WWE and Daniel Bryan. We're talking about guys with over 10 years experience, and Jericho with 35 years, like Jericho with 30 something years of experience working for the top wrestling company in the world. Like, so Jericho is the number one guy. Daniel Bryan as well, right behind that, and even Moxley, over 10 years in the WWE. So, of course, they're the locker room leaders. I don't find that weird at all. I think that they're much more professional. A lot of these other people are coming into a big, big company for the first time ever, right? I mean, go through the roster and try to name the people. So I don't think it's weird at all because it just makes perfect logical sense. These are the guys that get paid the most. These are the guys that were brought in to make a difference. These are people that are veterans. And on top of that, they've got that experience on top of everything. I mean, just look at the roster right now. Bring up the roster right now. Take a look at it. Toni Storm, she's not a veteran when it comes to being in a big-time company with politics. She's a veteran wrestler at this point. Keith Lee and Swerve, they're not really been on a main roster for 10 years. Nope. Thunder Rosa, nope. Wardlow, nope. Jade Cargill, nope. Pac, not really. Pac is probably the most tenured of all these people, but no. Adam Cole, NXT, but that's it. Adam Hangman Page, AEW now for 3 years. That's it. Alan Angles, nope. Solo, nope. Nope. None of these people.
Mason Ryan was jacked. They need him back.
Man, Mason Ryan has been gone for so long. I'll never understand what happened to Mason Ryan and why that he didn't do something somewhere. I don't know what he did or why they didn't keep him, but he was awesome looking. Like, he was unreal. Billy Gunn, here's a leader right here, Billy Gunn. But Billy Gunn's never been one that wants to fully lead, but he is a leader. He is a guy that could lead. But he's kind of an executive thing too, so I don't know. Maybe he's not part of it. He's just sticking to what he's doing. But Billy Gunn could be a leader if he wanted to be. But none of these guys, none of these guys, compared to Daniel Bryan, Chris Jericho, and Jon Moxley. Christopher Daniels could be a leader, but he's suspended. So Christopher Daniels is suspended for being part of that fight, I guess. And Christian Cage is out with an injury. He's out with an injury. By the way, if Christian Cage is out with an injury, and by the way, on the website, they put CM Punk right next to Colt Cabana. Look at the fucking AEW website. I never noticed this. Oh, it's because of the C, isn't it? Oh, that is too funny. That is way too good. By the way, if you knew Christian Cage was injured, why didn't Jungle Boy beat Christian Cage the other night and injure him? If you knew Christian Cage was going to be out for like 6 months with a torn pectoral muscle or whatever it is, I think it's a torn pec. A lot of that going around nowadays. Thanks, Cody. The curse of Cody's torn pectoral muscle. Cody, CM Punk, Cage, anybody with a C, you're getting a fucking pec torn. So if you know Christian Cage has got an injury and he's going away for months and months and months and months, I mean, I guess it's to put the heat on Luchasaurus so they can continue it. But why not give Jungle Boy that win with Christian, and he injures Christian and takes him out, like for the payback of everything? You did this to me. You did this to my father. You did this to everything. Punch Luchasaurus in the balls, and then go in the ring and then smash Christian Cage's arm with a chair. But Christian Cage is out. Now he's got something to come back and get you for later. And now Lucha can fight with you, Luchasaurus or whatever. I don't know, just kind of weird. So Christian destroys Jungle Boy, but now Christian Cage is gone for 6 months. So I guess that's to put the heat on Luchasaurus. I don't know. Not sure I understand that. Can you guys do me a favor and click that like button and stick the thumb way up my rectum, please? And if you guys really want, become a member down below. But if you want to get bonus content, I talked about the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and the Elite's idea of what happened backstage. And I also have another little snippet of news that we didn't talk about that's out there. It's on Patreon right now. Go check it out. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. It's up in audio form. You guys can either play it on your apps, phones, car, whatever you are, desktop, whatever, or you can go ahead and download it by right-clicking on it. You can right-click on it and download it and listen to it in audio form, or just play it on your phone, or whatever you want to do. Party. It's on Patreon right now.
Jinder Mahal WWE title reign was the best.
You know, I thought Jinder Mahal's first 2 months was great. I liked Jinder Mahal when he first won it for a couple of months. I think it got ridiculous too long. They should have booked him better. I really think Jinder Mahal could have had a longer run if they booked him good. But he got booked stupid, and it got really bad towards the last 3 months. But I thought the first 2 months were great with Jinder Mahal. I really did. I hated him, but part of it was good. It was like good hate. But then it got boring and bad. Like it really did. But he had a first 2 or 3 months or so I thought was great for Jinder Mahal. Also, if you guys didn't listen to me and my wife's podcast, you should listen to that. Till Death Do Us podcast. It's up there. I mean, look at all the podcasts, guys. You have so many to listen to. So many available. Go check it out on Patreon right now. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. I'll put the link in the chat for you. And that's it, man. Jinder was the best entrance. He had a good entrance. I don't know. Heartland, what's up, man? Oh, because I said I would referee the fight between Sean Ross and Bill Bahati. I said I'd love to ref that fight and then slap them. That's all it took for me to be permanently banned on Twitter. I guess you can have terrorist groups, you can molesters, you can have people threaten to kill each other, all that stuff, but you better not say that you're going to referee a match and slap somebody, or you'll be off Twitter forever. But hey, I have a feeling that they got me taken off of there, because that's what they do over there. So it is what it is. But then again, they have 10,000 Patreons, and I have 160, and I have a lot of bills, and they don't anymore. So it is what it is. Thank you guys for being here. I had a great time.
You fucking mark!
I hope you guys had a good time. Should I get out of here? I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you tonight from Monetize This Friday night. Once again, I might not be on for too long tonight. My dog Melly is getting put down tomorrow. early in the morning, so I'm not going to get a lot of time with her. So I might take some time to get off the air early tonight to kind of hang out with her, which will just be me crying. So it'll be a miserable time. And then tomorrow, taking her in. So yeah, it's going to be an awful time for me. So if I am weird over the next couple of days, that's why I'm weird. Sorry. And no, I'm not going to take a break because I have a lot of problems and bills, and if I can't miss work. I work 3 jobs, and this is the biggest one that I have. So I can't miss it. But I appreciate the sentiment of telling me to take a break and a rest. I will if I have to tonight, but we'll see what's up, man. You guys are the best.
Party.
Thank you.
Gargatz sounds like Eddie Bravo CCC.
He does kind of sound like Eddie Bravo, doesn't he? Gargatz does kind of sound like Eddie Bravo. He's sometimes he's as full of shit too. I like Eddie. I like listening to him though. Sometimes he's got really good stuff. Sometimes I don't agree. Sometimes he's got really good stuff. I like him. I like a lot of people. Thank you guys. Follow me on Instagram. Instagram.com/Joe Cronin Show or at Joe Cronin Show on Instagram. It's kind of my Instagram is a mix. It's a mix of the show and I'll post family stuff there too. So it's kind of a mix of personal account and Joe Cronin Show stuff. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show if you guys want to help out. Sign up on Patreon. You're going to get thousands of bonus content stuff. And I'll be live tonight after SmackDown. Live tonight after SmackDown from Monetize This. Episode 385, I think. We're coming up on episode 400 of Monetize This. And at episode 400, the belt's on the line, guys. The belt is on the line on episode 400 of Monetize This. Can you believe that shit? 400 episodes of Monetize This. It's a non-wrestling show where we act like maniacs. It's been going on since 2013 or 14 or so. And it's crazy that it's still running. But it's also one of the biggest reasons why the show's still on the air is Monetize This on Friday nights. I'll see you guys tonight for Monetize This, even if it's only a couple hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I don't know, depending on how long I can last while thinking about my dog. And you guys love Melly the dog. And my dog was one of the Monetize This champions. So, it'd be crazy.
About Joe Cronin, like I could care less. I'm not really a fan of Joe Cronin, but definitely not a fan.
He thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a very shock jock or whatever. But I have to explain, he looks like one of those guys from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper.
That guy is retarded, and yeah, I could care less about him, dude.
This is
Joe,
the
if you're
Epic
listening,
Voice
you
Guy.
stupid fuck.
By the way, guys, thank you to DWELSH. She dropped the largest donation of the stream. Thank you to the one, DWELSH, with the $50. Appreciate it, man. And we'll see you tonight for Monetize This.
Joe, if you're listening, you stupid fuck. He looks like one of those guys from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper, but he's 30-something years old, lives in his parents' basement with the droopy cap and the whatever, but he thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a very shock jock or whatever, and somehow or another he accumulates followers on Twitter. It's fucking pathetic. So please, nobody listen to anything involving a guy named Joe Cronin, because it's just so fucking sad.
God, give me the Young Bucks 2-on-1. Oh, God, feed me Omega. Oh, biggest, most jacked guy, and please let me come.